Let's hear more what's happening there at Eskom. We are joined now by Malekutu Motubatse, who is the chairperson of the National Union of Mineworkers in the Highveld region. It's good to have you, and thank you very much for your time. What has been occupying the minds of many South Africans, of course, is the possibility that there is now stage 8 on the horizon, to a point, to extent that actually Eskom is planning for stage 8 and possibly by June, July, planning also for a possibility of stage 10. How true is this in terms of what is being planned for right now on the ground?
Well, with the machines that we are currently having, that is of course possible, because you will remember that we have been on stage 3, 4 for a very long time. We had hoped that we move from stage 4 or stage 3 to possibly stage 1 or stage 0 if it's possible. But now we're back to stage 6. So stage 8, it seems as if it is inevitable, merely because we believe that there is no will to move Eskom totally from this stage 3 and stage 4. So if we'll continue staying on stage 3 and stage 4, indeed, Tabo, stage 8, it seems as if it is inevitable. It seems as if it's something that we must start preparing for.
Yeah. The question of the weather contributing to the current situation that we are dealing with. I mean, it was initially suggested, this thing, and people laughed it off and said, well, how wet coal? Of course, coal can be put in fire and it will burn. And of course, we are learning that part of the problem is the slush. It's not the coal itself being wet, but the slush that forms mud and is able to block the system in some way. Is there no way of mitigating against that?
You know, if you've got an understanding of a power station, you will know that when coal is wet, the mills can't crush coal to become fine, so that it can be properly burnt. So coal, well, it's rain. It's a contributing factor to load shedding, because when coal is wet, it cannot be crushed inside the mill. The mill can't crush something that is so wet. So unfortunately, this is a natural disaster that you are confronted with, and unfortunately, we don't have a control over that. When there is rain, mills can't perform.
So what are we relying on to keep us away from stage 8 right now? Is the burning of diesel?
We can't. We are of the view that when we were on stage 3 and stage 4, our approaches then, and as and when we made our follow-up meeting with the minister, was to say that let's move the country from stage 3 and stage 4, and possibly move to stage 2 and stage 1. But like we've indicated, it seems as if there is no will. We have been on stage 3 and stage 4 for a very long time. If we managed to move to stage 2, stage 1, I don't think that we're going to be where we are now. From where we're situated, then we believe that someone somewhere is lowering the guards. That is why we find ourselves with this unfortunate situation of stage 6.
Has there been any movement since the declaration of the state of disaster by the president about 2 weeks ago? Is there anything in particular that indicates to you that there is a movement, or are we still waiting for the appointment of the Minister of Electricity?
You will agree with me, and probably have seen the statement of the National Executive Committee of the NUM, where we said that we don't support this Minister of Electricity. To us, it's a waste of time. To us, it goes against the resolution of the African National Congress in its 55th National Conference, where it indicated that the Eskom must be taken under the Ministry of Motubatse. This thing of Minister of Electricity, it ambushed everyone. I believe that even the President himself ambushed himself in this particular process, because we don't think that the Minister of Electricity will solve problems. What we have said is that, and we want to believe that that is how the president is intending to move, that let's remove the red tapes. Quickly, let's fix 3 units at Kusile Tabo. We have been very consistent as the NUM, by the way, to say that if we can fix these 3 units at Kusile, we will have these stages being downgraded. We have identified Kendall power stations as one of the biggest power stations that at least have 5 units running there. We have identified Matla as well. We have identified Tutuka. And it seems as if no one is listening to us. The energy availability factor of Tutuka is 17%. It tells you that there is somebody there who's sleeping on duty. So that particular person must just be removed so that we can have Tutuka giving us at least 5 units, just like other power stations that we have mentioned. And we will not, if we have that, not have even a single stage of load shedding.
Malekutu, Motubatse, I appreciate your time. Thanks so much for coming on. Chairperson of the National Union of Mine Workers in the Highveld region.